Every time we go through these cycles, more and more people understand what the benefit is of Bitcoin. And now we've got 300 million people that have used Bitcoin and other crypto. The next time around, it'll be 1 billion people or 600 million people or whatever the number is. And those people will have been awoken to the fact that there is another way out of this.
Former hedge fund manager Raoul shares his insights on the current state of the crypto and financial markets and what we can expect from Bitcoin in the second quarter of 2023. Powell says the lack of trust in the traditional financial system has driven people towards a parallel in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. He predicts that the current environment is set up for a strong performance by the crypto market, similar to 2013, due to banking issues in Europe, the US, and China, all of which are facing debt and will need to stimulate. While acknowledging the volatility of Bitcoin, Powell believes that holding on for the long term can be extremely profitable. He believes Bitcoin will reach $50,000 faster than most people anticipate. Let's get right to the latest interview with Raoul as he discusses the massive opportunity in the stock and crypto market in the weeks to come. Before we dive in, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel. Let's get right into the video.
So at a top-level macro position, I haven't cashed out of a single penny of crypto, and all I've done is use the cycle when the liquidity cycle hits the long-term uptrend that started happening in June of last year to just add to my positions. That's all I've done. Now, there are some trading opportunities around like bonds, because I think bond yields go from 4% to 1.5%. So can you make money? Will you make more money in crypto? For sure. But people don't want the risk, and people online about the kind of risks you have to run to do it. That yes, there's traditional answers. You could buy gold, you can buy bonds, you can probably buy technology stocks, or you can buy crypto.
And then what is your current view of Bitcoin itself?
So generally speaking, over time, the observable relationship, because it's a 97.5% correlation between the G5 central bank balance sheets and the S&P 500, is every time it grows by 1% or shrinks by 1%, the equity market moves by 2%. So we've got a clear relationship. And so, I don't know, we just increased the balance sheet by whatever it was, 5%, let's say. So therefore, equity markets go up 10%. That's roughly how it works. However, NASDAQ goes up at a multiplier of about 1.4 times the S&P because it's got a technological uptrend, and it's probably accelerating as AI, robotics, and all of these things come in. And crypto's got a much bigger multiplier. So let's go back to the last time we saw this, which was December 21st, 2018. The Fed just stopped and said, right, we're not going to decrease the balance sheet, not going to raise rates any further. Over the next 6 months, crypto was up 300%. So Bitcoin did 300 and something percent. The exponential age stocks, which are the really kind of growthy ARK style stocks, they were up about 30%. The NASDAQ was about 22%, something of that magnitude. The S&P was about 15%. And so we can see that relationship happens. So my view here is I got into Bitcoin. So assets will go up according to the balance sheet. I think the balance sheet goes up significantly, 30% plus over time. Therefore, the equity market can go up 60% in the S&P, maybe more. So new all-time highs in the next 12 months or so, maybe a bit longer. NASDAQ gets there sooner because of its relationship. Crypto moves very fast. I got into Bitcoin in 2013 because I lived the European banking crisis and obviously the financial crisis. But the European banking crisis was very similar to what's happening now. The local bank in the village that I went in went under and took everybody's deposits. They bailed them in. We had a run on deposits, liquidity issues. They were invested in things that were illiquid, which was real estate. Real estate market had come under pressure. Very, very similar. Too many small banks in Europe. And so Draghi backstopped the whole lot. So I saw this and I realized that there was no trust in the financial system, i.e. Nobody knew who owned what when Lehman went under. And they were terrified of others going under because of the same issue, because the daisy chains of collateral are everywhere in this market. And then when you realize in a bank, you don't actually own your money. And people are now realizing that. And the Treasury and the Fed are like, well, we'll just pretend that it's okay. That drives people into this parallel financial system. I got into Bitcoin in 2013 for exactly this reason, and have been an active participant of the market ever since. And so I think what Balaji is saying is, listen, guys, here's the life raft. You can take it. Now, Bitcoin's relationship with the Fed balance sheet is really interesting because it goes up exponentially. So if I look at it versus M2 year on year or the Fed balance sheet year on year, it massively outperforms in the bull markets and then pulls back when the liquidity comes out of the system again, but it keeps going up. So yes, I think there is a potential setup here for Bitcoin and the whole crypto market actually to be shockingly strong, more like 2013 than 2019. 2019, we had that big correction, and that was partly due to this G5 central bank balance sheets. Some of them were contracting over that period of time, and it pulled back the crypto market. This time around, I don't think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see all of the central banks falling into place because there's banking issues both in Europe and the US, and China has its own issues. So that they've all got the same issue, which is debt. They're all going to have to stimulate. So I think it's more likely to play out like 2013, which is very squeezy, then sideways consolidation, then very squeezy. Because, you know, every time we go through these cycles, more and more people understand what the benefit is of Bitcoin. And now we've got 300 million people that have used Bitcoin and other crypto. The next time around, it'll be 1 billion people or 600 million people or whatever the number is. And those people will have been awoken to the fact that there is another way out of this. Now, the issue is, as we all know, is Bitcoin is extremely volatile. So it's very hard to think of it in terms of, well, it's a wealth preservation asset because people's time horizon is too short. But if you hold it long enough, it does extremely well. It does better than the Fed balance sheet, better than any other asset in existence. But people get freaked out by the up and down move. But if they just zoomed out, they see it does a phenomenal job at opting out of the financial system over time. But, you know, maybe you need to keep liquidity and other stuff for when you need it, as opposed to the crypto cycle, which can be quite vicious. My general thesis is the market's going to be squeezier than people expect. So I think we probably get to 50,000 faster than most people expect. When that is it this year? Is it within 12 months? Probably. Don't know. And over time, we just keep the adoption curve and it keeps going. So, you know, where does it go at the peak of this cycle? I don't know. Again, I don't want to be hung by it's online for all of this, but, you know, over time, does it take it 100,000? Does it take it 250,000? Of course it does.
Raoul Pal believes that the trend rate of adoption and the rise in the price of Bitcoin over time beats all other assets. Pal says he has not sold any of his cryptocurrency holdings and has actually added to them during the liquidity cycle that started in June of 2022. He predicts that Bitcoin will likely take out $250,000, but the timing is a red herring. He suggests that investors diversify their investment portfolio as the market is heading for more pain in the coming months. Pal has picked up on a strong correlation between the balance sheets of central banks and the S&P 500, meaning that we can expect a massive shift in stock market as well. What do you think about Raoul Pal's market prediction for the first half of 2023? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.